All right, welcome to the Mpls B2 Bantam B2 White broadcast. This is our first District 3 game of the season, coming off of 3 consecutive scrimmage victories over a variety of suburban opponents. We're a little bit delayed here. The Zamboni driver appears to have had some kind of snafu. Carol speculating that perhaps the Zamboni machine was full. In any event, he's finishing the job right now. Players have yet to emerge from the locker room, so could be a few more minutes yet. Thinking of other things to report. As I mentioned, Carol is filling in for Cap, who's got other commitments today on the camera. So thanks to Carol for doing that. And, yeah, we'll be back. It looks like the refs are bringing out the nets now, and the kids are chomping at the bit to get on the ice. So we'll probably start in 6 or 7 minutes. Did you catch that reference? 6 or 7 minutes, guys. See you then. Well, welcome back. So we've got about a minute and a half or so to puck drop. So just recapping the preseason action. Started off with a victory against Eden Prairie, a pretty lopsided contest. Then we dispatched Stillwater and followed that up last weekend with a victory over Lakeville South. Won actually all the games fairly comfortably. None of them have really been terribly close. The Lakeville one, I guess, was a little bit closer because I think it finished 3-1. But the boys have looked good thus far. And teams like Eden Prairie, Stillwater, and Lakeville South always field strong teams. So hopefully that's a good sign for the start of the D3 season here, which is going to get underway very soon. Game getting started a little late. I should add that the rink situation here is a little bit problematic. I think both rinks are still open, but there's a massive construction project here at the Maple Grove Ice Center. They're putting in a third rink, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's supposed to replace the ice box that's located in Osseo. Looks like just a giant shed or a giant pole barn. If so, that would probably be a welcome development. In the meantime, the parking and access situation is not great here. So probably everybody experiencing some difficulty with that. Of course, we'll probably be out here at least 2 or 3 more times. OMG almost always fields at least 3 teams in the bracket. So more fun to come in midwinter with the construction situation. All right, puck drop is imminent, so I'll stop yapping about the parking lot situation. Graham is going to start at center. He's got Fred to his left, and I think that's Jax to his right. OMG wins the faceoff. Jax wins it quickly, pushes it forward. Now OMG pushes it out to the corner, now to the half wall. Your starting defensemen are Clark at left D, and he is paired with Cooper on his right. Puck to Fred at the red line. And Fred pushes it forward into the zone. I think it could have been a trip there against Graham, but Fred picks up the loose puck, gets it to Graham. Little toe drag, and that gets pushed back behind the OMG goal. And I think that's Jax down there in the corner. I've got a giant pole in my way here. Yeah, that is indeed Jax down there battling. Finds Fred in the circle. Fred hits the post. Quick shot from the dot on the left side. It's always satisfying to hear the puck hit the post until you realize that means it's not a goal. Fred centers it for Jax, who got down low. He was denied. And wrister coming in from Cooper. Cooper puts that thing in from about halfway between the blue line and the right circle. Quite the snipe from Cooper. I think that's his first goal of the season, and certainly our first goal in D3 competitions. Great first shift from the boys to get things started, and they head off. Now Max takes the draw. He's got Peter to his left, along with Bennett to his right. Maple Grove wins the faceoff. Very dangerous. Gets out with a good chance on Graham, who's starting in goal. Graham Johnson, of course. Soft pass up to Max. Max does a really good job of absorbing the contact. Fires it in. That one wide of the net to the right. Now OMG picks it up with some speed. And your D-men are Theron on the right. And that's Jude clogging up the slot and clearing the danger. Peter sends it ahead. He's looking for Bennett, who's on your left side, or the near side, if you will. Peter now with it behind the net. Wins a good centering pass. Just kind of hanging out there. Backhanded attempt. That was Max with a backhanded attempt. Nearly beat the keeper on that. Clark throws it in from the blue line. Goes wide. And tied up at the half wall. Good hold now from Cooper, who's come back on. And he sends it across to Clark, who was hammering his stick for it. Clark throws in a wrister, dropped initially by the netminder. He then covers it. 12:43 to go in the first. Minneapolis up 1-0. Wyatt comes out to take the face-off. He's going to be joined by Felix to his left. Haven't seen Felix for a game or two. Good to see him back. Felix centers it, speaking of Felix, and he finds Mason, who gets tied up behind the net. Puck at about the half wall. Clark throws it in, glove down by OMG, and good centering pass, but there's a whistle. Carol, did you catch what the call is?
I think it's interference.
Oh. So no penalty. Not totally certain why the play was stopped and dragged down to the Minneapolis zone. Good poke check from Wyatt. Felix throws it ahead. Not a ton on it. Icing waved off. And Mason in pursuit at the end wall. Rimmed around. Now it's at the half wall. OMG skating out of their zone. Flipped ahead softly on the boards. That will end up in the corner, where it is played by a combination of Graham, who's back on, and Cooper. Graham battling on the end wall for it. He's back from the center position. And puck kind of hanging around dangerously there, and OMG puts it away. So that goal ties things up at 1, and that will bring us, that goal coming at 3:10. That's the first goal Graham has given up. And we get that little tidbit from goalie dad Carroll, who's all over this stuff. Picked up by Jax. Jax skates it in. Quick shot blocked by OMG. Now it's loose. And it was Graham looking for the backhand. OMG skates out. And pressured by Jude. Jude ties up his man. Flipped around by Theron in the corner. Fred pushes it back to the opposite corner. Theron in pursuit. Puck gets all the way to the half wall. Jax finds his man, a streaking Graham. Now we've got a 2-on-1. Pass is in Fred's skate, so he's going to have to gather it at the half wall. Centering pass picked off by OMG, and they wrap it back around. Theron is going to hold the zone with a little backhanded flip, but OMG will now pick it up and go the other way. Puck picked up in our zone. That's Jude looking for Fred. Fred tips it into the zone and goes off for a change. OMG picks it up. Breakout pass. They send it into our zone. And we got a combination down there of Jude and Max battling for it. Cooper is going to come out with it. Trying to clear the zone. Not enough on it, though. OMG sends it in there looking for the tip, but it was wide. OMG still with it under some pressure there. Now Theron battling. And good interception from Max. He sends it out. Ref puts up his hand for icing. Not sure why, because it was off of Bennett's stick. And Bennett ruled offside. I don't really think he was. But I'm not down there making the calls. 9:59 to go in the first. Score is knotted at 1. The faceoff will be at center ice. We win the draw. Zone entry pass. That one goes to Mason. Mason fires it in. A little wide on the short side. And now sent in by, oh, that's a nice little sequence there. Clark fired it in, and then Mason had a nice backhanded pass, centering pass. Picked up. Cooper, unfortunately, sends it over the bar this time. Did a decent look there from that distance. Clark back, pressures his man, separates him from the puck. And Cooper pushing it to the half wall. He's looking for Max there, I believe. Nope, that's Mason. Mason with it now. He finds his man. That's Felix. Felix enters the zone. Jukes his man, but then goes down. And penalty coming. I think Felix might have been going down either way on that, but maybe not. Either way, OMG hit with the tripping call. We will go on the first power play of the game. Penalty coming at 5:50 of the first. And it'll be a 2-minute minor. Graham back out to center the line. Fred to his left. Jax to his right. And we've got Jude and Theron out there. Theron on the right. Jude on the left. Two lefties on the D line. Puck pushed out to the side wall. Fred in pursuit. And battling an OMG player. Puck still loose. Now it's kind of down there at the half wall on the near side. I think Fred was trying to leave it for Graham, but didn't get all of it. Now Jude comes up. Jude's going to shoot that thing. A little wide with the wrister. Theron holds the zone, but it's off of an OMG skate, and now they're transitioning. They opt to dump it. Kind of a difficult puck to deal with there, a bouncing puck. Graham gloves it, knocks it down, and doesn't cover, so we're able to get the restart. Good play from Graham. Zone entry pass to Graham. He's tied up at the half wall. Puck goes off the zebra. And that one fired in by Theron. OMG with the puck. Zone is held by Jude. He gets it down to the corner. Now it's on Jude's stick again. Jude going to fire this one in, and Graham with the redirect. It's that kind of a tricky angle for him to get much on it, and that'll be icing. Penalty about halfway over, 56 seconds to go on that. Score still tied up at 1. So we'll get a change here, see if the second unit can capitalize on this opportunity. Max to take the face-off. Peter to his left. Bennett to his right. We win it, D to D. It's on Clark's stick. Clark winding up, and Clark with a decent shot there. He's looking for placement there, and it's gloved by OMG. Face-off coming on the near side as the ref lets out a pretty big yawn. Face-off won by Max initially and then pushed out. Graham's going to come out to play it. He leaves it for Cooper. Turns the corner. Cooper with some speed. Quite ahead of steam, and he lets it go. A little wide. Rebound came off the end wall, but really nobody up there to gather the rebound. Bennett looking to drop it to his D-man. Didn't get as much as he wanted on it. Now OMG pushes it out of the zone back to our blue line. Clark fires it back into neutral ice. Peter's going to pick it up. He evades his man, and the puck is over there on Bennett's stick. It's a little loose, though. Bennett absorbs a hit, and OMG fires it out to the circle. Zone held by Max, who gets run over, but manages to dump it down. The power play is over. And OMG with it on the far side at the half wall. Good breakout pass to the logo. OMG into the zone. Puck deflected. Another kind of tricky bouncing puck for Graham to deal with. He pushes it aside. OMG holds the zone. And Max with a big check drops his man, and we get the puck back. We'll move there. Great centering pass. Oh, little unlucky. Clark with a nice backhanded centering pass. Peter put it, I think, right where you wanted it, low. And just a little unlucky, and OMG skate just got in there to break things up. OMG offsides. 6:26 to go in the first. 1-1. Wyatt out for the draw. Felix to his left. Mason to his right. OMG wins the faceoff initially, but Felix breaks it up. Gets it back to his D-man. That was Theron sending it up out of the zone. OMG with it in neutral ice. And Jude pushes it forward. Bit of a scrum there on the side wall. OMG comes out with it. Dangerous chance, but they mishandled the pass. That's kind of a scary pass back across the middle, but it worked. And looks like icing coming, yes. Felix was leaking out, but not able to gather the pass, so we end up with icing. Graham will take the face off. Fred and Jax out there with him. Graham wins it, pushes it out of the zone. Graham and Jax looking to win the foot race. Jax does win the foot race, gets it to Graham behind the net. Graham looking for a centering pass, but ends up on an OMG stick. Pushed out for a moment there by Jude, but then sent down to the corner. Theron with it behind the net. Theron skating through traffic, and he beats two guys. We've got some numbers now. Fred looked like he was offside, but no call. Theron goes coast to coast. Sends that thing too high. Now Graham back. And puck kicked back to the stick of Clark, who retreats, surveys. Sends out a long stretch pass. That's a nice one. Onto Graham's stick. Graham in too much traffic, though, and eventually loses it. Picked up by Jax. Jax trying to toe drag through. No dice. And that was on Cooper's stick. OMG fires it down. That should be icing. Refs wave it off for some undisclosed reason. Max with it now. And he does push it out of the zone. Peter intercepts in neutral ice. Picked up by Clark. Clark to Peter at the red line. Peter backhands it forward, and ricochets off an OMG player. Now Max is going to enter the zone, but we're offside. Bennett just a step offside there. .419 to go in the opening frame. Max is going to take the face-off. OMG wins it. Their D-man retreats. Sends it forward. Puck out of the OMG zone. Cooper trying to send it back in some traffic. Bennett now battling along the sidewall. Cooper not having it, and I think both Cooper and his counterpart are headed to the box for coincidental minors. Cooper definitely took exception to something. Roughing on both players. Face off just outside the OMG zone. The referee heads back over to the box to confer with the score table. Yeah. I think he was just advising the scorekeeper to get the penalties off. It'll remain 5-on-5, and they will camp out in the box for at least 2 minutes, depending on when the next whistle is. Jude sends it to Theron. Theron skating forward. Still with it. Nice little soft pass, and Peter looked like he was a step offside there as well. So stoppage. Max will come back to take the face-off. It's on the near side, just outside of the OMG zone. Peter and Bennett out there, as well as Jude and Theron. Max wins it. Drops it to Jude. Jude to Peter. He redirects to Max, but it's past him, and OMG now skating into the zone. Good stick work there from Theron to separate it. He gets it to Peter. Peter trying to get through traffic, and OMG with it. OMG at the half wall, centering pass. Perhaps it was a shot. I think it may have actually been sticked aside in the end by Graham. Theron jumps up again. He's going to try to unload this thing if he can get an angle, and that one wide. Did we get offsides? I think we got a late breaking offsides call there. It did look offsides to me. But they took so long to call it that I thought maybe I was incorrect. Wyatt on the draw. And we're offside again. Felix able to pick it up, but Wyatt had already gone into the zone to pursue the puck. So rinse and repeat, same spot. OMG with it. They push it forward. And they're into the zone. Kind of dodge a bullet on that one. That was a real good setup for OMG, but they sent the shot wide. Clark pushes it ahead. He's looking for Felix. Loose puck, and OMG sends it back to the neutral zone. Redirected in, bouncing puck. Graham sticks it aside to the far side corner. And Wyatt gets sent into the boards. A nasty check there. So that'll be a penalty on OMG. They'll head to the box. I think the discussion is going to be whether it's something more than 2 minutes. Check from behind into the boards. Judging by the ref standards in our scrimmage last week, that would definitely be 10 minutes. But we'll see what happens here. I think it's going to be 2. Wyatt looks to be okay. Is it 10? Yep, looks like it is in fact going to be a 2 and 10. So 3 OMG guys in the box. We'll have a power play for 2 minutes. Cooper's still camped out in the box as well. Wyatt on the draw. Felix drops it. Theron's just going to walk it up and launch it in there. And unfortunately, Wyatt caught the worst of that one as well. Kind of a rough shift for Wyatt. Gets checked into the boards head first and then gets in the way of Theron's shot. He's up and skating, though, so that's good to see. Icing the call, and we will do it again. Graham on the face-off. I think we had a shift change in there. And Jax blocks the clearing attempt. It's on Theron's stick again. It's deflected. I think Graham may have been able to redirect that. Dangerous chance for us. And Jax gets held up. Looked like it could have been maybe interference or hooking, but... And Graham comes out to play it. Carol and I were hoping that we just let that be icing, but that's okay. We'll restart the play here. Theron weaves through traffic, gets into the zone. It's on Fred's stick. Fred with a chance. It's blocked. Good save from the goalie. And flipped ahead. This one is going to have to be played by Graham. Nope. I take that back. Jude, quick skating, gets back, picks it up. And Jude's pass is deflected. And now it'll be picked up by Jax. Jax trying to push into the zone. Deflected off Fred's stick. Theron with it. Now he gets dispossessed. Jude flips it ahead to Graham. And Graham skates into the zone. We're in the middle of a change. About 40 seconds to go on the power play. And Theron holding it up and elects to dump it and go off for a change. About 30 seconds now on the power play. OMG leaking out. We've got 4 people back. And he elects to shoot. That one goes high. Whistle for something. I think it might be too many men. This ref's mime game is not very strong, so I'm not certain of what the call was. I think it was probably too many men on the ice, though. So we'll have 4-on-4 for about 4-on-4 for 22 seconds, and then OMG will go on the power play. We win the face-off, and Clark whips it in. Goaltender forced to play it. Good aim from Clark on that one. OMG with it. They send it in. That one deflected. Goes well high of the bar. Peter in the corner. Forces a turnover. Clark with it. Sends it ahead. A high puck. It was over Bennett's stick. Now OMG back with it in neutral ice. They get their feet tangled up. Two OMG players. And now a poke check away. Loose puck picked up by Clark. He backhands it ahead to Peter. And Peter able to get it down into the OMG zone. That'll do it for the first. This one knotted at 1. When we return, OMG will be on the power play. Things looking pretty even here. Carroll with a lot of experience on the scoreboard correctly points out that it's the dreaded, oh yeah, and they messed it up. They screwed it up. It's the great, one of the big fears, right, of the parent scorekeeper is the penalty that overlaps from one period to the next. You got to disable the penalty clocks. Disable penalty clocks. Get familiar with that button if you're going to man the scoreboard. Get some Kendrick Lamar for the intermission. Anybody go to the Kendrick Lamar show when it was here last summer? I sent my oldest son to chaperone Fred. I didn't really want to listen to Kendrick Lamar for 3 hours. Things pretty quiet from the Kendrick Lamar camp, actually, lately. Got Taylor Swift dominating the charts. Kendrick laying low. Riding off the success of his Super Bowl show. He's a good rhymer, but I think his beats aren't that good. That's just this announcer's opinion. All right, so to start things off here in the second, we'll be on the kill. And it looks like Felix is going to take the face-off. He's joined by Mason, Theron, and Jude. They've got about 1:12 to kill off this penalty. Good start thus far. OMG pushes it into the zone. Theron back on it. Stick handles deflected by Felix onto an OMG stick. OMG looking to restart. And they get it down to the corner. Pushed out. Takes a nice bounce for us. And puck into the bench area. So we'll change. Face-off coming in the OMG zone. Fred to take the face-off. He wins it. And little slapper comes in from Clark. He didn't take a huge wind-up. Now OMG into the zone. They're looking to gain the corner and get a centering pass off. Good centering pass, but Clark equal to the task there, anticipated it, and Fred clears it out of the zone. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Great forecheck from Jax. Separates his man from the puck at the half wall. Still got him tied up. Now OMG finally, nope, they don't get it out. Jax again, slowing things down and gumming up the works for the OMG power play. So we kill off the 2-minute minor for too many men on the ice. Puck in the corner on the near side. And that is a battle going on between Cooper and an OMG player. Out to Clark. Gets it ahead to Fred, who finds Jax on the wing. Jax kind of stood up at the half wall. And now it's out of the zone. Cooper having to kill time here while we clear it. And OMG sends it back to Clark's stick. Clark softly ahead to find Graham. Graham into the zone. Graham holds up at the corner. He's looking to drop it, but didn't get enough on it. Bennett drops his man, though, and forces a turnover. OMG battling for it, though. We do get it ahead to the half wall. Nice quick breakout sequence there. OMG recovers, though. Gets it back. Quick shot. Graham gloves that one. Tracking it all the way. Max out for the face-off. Ties up his man. And Theron pushes it back out of the zone. Chance now for Bennett. Bennett ahead, and OMG does just enough with its two players to get him off the puck. Cleared now by OMG. Not a ton on it. And Jude will send it back out to the red line. OMG wins it back. Max battling. Drops his man. Theron now trying to dig it out. OMG's got it. That's going to be a no tripping. Looked like a trip on us, but we'll take the break. Good poke check from OMG. We had two guys streaking. Now OMG goes the other way, but they are offside.
I think that guy fell on his own.
I thought it was a trip, but Wyatt is out to take the draw. He wins it. Sends it deep. Picked up by Cooper. A little backhand flip. Back to Cooper. And Cooper sends a pass that's deflected, and Wyatt's going to pick up the loose puck. Nope, that's Felix, sorry. Wyatt with it at the half wall. Poked out. And nice little centering feed to Felix. His shot is deflected up into the air. That'll be icing. OMG forced to clear. .11:15 to go in the second period. Face-off coming on the near side in the OMG zone. Wyatt back out for the face-off. He gets it to Mason, and Mason was trying to drop it to his D-man, which was Peter. Now OMG on the break, and OMG fortunately sends it over the bar. No real danger there in the end. Wyatt sends it back around the wall. Felix pushes it ahead, but OMG holds. Now Felix gets it out for real. And tied up. And nice little poke there from Mason to get it down into the corner. Mason blocks the clearance pass initially. Loses his footing, though. And OMG sends it back down where Graham is forced to play it. A little bit of pressure here from OMG now. Dealt with well by Peter. Nice little backhand flip to Wyatt in the center. Wyatt now stick handling. Leaves it for Mason. Mason sends it back down to Wyatt. OMG picks it up. And Peter absorbs a hit, and that is going to be an elbowing call. The OMG faithful not happy with that one. I hate to say it, but I think I might agree with them. I'm not sure that was a penalty, but once again, we will take whatever they give us. Elbowing is the call. That penalty coming at 4:49 of the second. We go on the power play. Ref having a lengthy discussion with the OMG coach. Very unhappy with the call. So we don't see the fireworks that we saw in the Stillwater game where Stillwater's coach got ejected. But in any event, OMG not happy with the call. This puck's loose. Theron back to pick it up. Pulls up behind his own net. Takes a look around and elects to skate it out himself. Giving him space. Theron takes it. And Theron into the zone, and we're offside. .132 to go in the penalty. Pushed ahead into the zone. Now it bounces over Theron's stick on the clearance. Cooper back to pick it up. Circles the net. And his best nice pass picked up by Graham. Graham through the legs. He's got a chance. Backhand. That one goes off, I think, the goalie and then the side of the net. Puck at the half wall. Cooper evades his man. Cooper looking to get to the middle to uncork it. He's going to get it off, but it goes off of an OMG skate. Fred trying to win it back. Does. Finds Cooper again. Cooper going to send in the slapper. Hits the post and it goes in. I'm not sure. Did Graham redirect that, or was that just straight in? Cooper with his second of the day. That one coming at 5:56 of the second. I think it hit the bar and then bounced off of the goaltender. So maybe off the goaltender's back and it rolled in on the far side. Cooper working his magic from the point today. Well, not really from the point. He kind of walked it into the left circle on this occasion and fired it in. Either way, we take the 2-1 lead. .904 to go in the second. And Graham covers. Kind of a messy sequence down there. Now Mason will center this line. Mason ties up his man, and Bennett swoops in and grabs it. Fires it forward, rolling puck. They're going to have to play it. And that one is loose. Oh, it's just kind of sitting there on the doorstep now. Oh! What a shot. The shot from Peter at the blue line ricocheted off and caught the crossbar. Very nearly a 3-1 lead for us. Felix now with a slick move to get into the zone. And we were trying to hold there. No dice. And it hits the ref off of Jude's attempt to get it back into the zone. Faceoff will come just outside of the Minneapolis zone on your far side. Penalty still showing on the scoreboard, but they just haven't cleared it off. It is, in fact, full strength for both teams. Mason comes out of the scrum with it. Nice little backhand pass. It's in Fred's skates. And now it's out of the zone. Cooper stick handling. Looking, sends it cross ice. That one flipped over Fred's stick. And Theron stepping up, trying to hold the zone. No dice. Cooper on it again. He's been active today. Fred trying to pick it up. And eventually it ends up with Theron, who's tied up at the red line. Now Theron back to gather it. It's harried by an OMG defender. Head to Wyatt. And Wyatt elects to dump. And will chase. Mason looks like he's going to get there. He does behind the net. He's battling for it. Now it's loose on the near side. And Graham just about picked off that clearance attempt. Now it's on Theron's stick. He's going to unwind and fire. And that one's saved as OMG's netminder gets down into the butterfly and deals with it. Face-off coming on the far side in the OMG zone. 7:20 to go, 2-1 Minneapolis. Graham on the face-off. He's got Felix to his left, Jax to his right, and they're backed by Peter. Nice kick from Peter to hold the zone, and Jude on the right. Graham leaves it for Peter. Peter thinks about it. Now he sends it in. That one bouncing and went wide. Good chance. Jax picks it up. He's under some pressure at the half wall. And OMG sends it back around their own net. Felix holds the zone. Now it's out. And Graham elects to just backhand it back, and we'll reset this thing. Puck into the OMG zone. Now picked up. I guess Graham must have held the zone there. Thought we were offside for sure, but centering pass from Graham. He's looking for Felix, who is tied up in the slot. Peter sends it back down behind the net. Graham with it in Gretzky's office. Tries to center. And Jax was looking to find Peter again at the point, but didn't quite get enough on it to clear or to get it back. Peter ties up his man on the end wall. Now Graham back to help. Picked up cross-ice pass from Peter. OMG intercepts, but then flips it into the zone, and they're offside. About 6 minutes to go in the second frame. Max on the face-off. OMG eventually sends it down into our zone. Theron with it. Flipped ahead to the half wall, right back to Theron. Great one-touch pass there from Fred. OMG flips it ahead through neutral ice. They're into the zone. They're going to shoot it. And that puck hanging around. Theron back to alertly clear it. Puck sent behind the net. Cooper back to defend. Cooper ties up his man, gets a little bit of help from Theron, and that's going to be a penalty. Yep, there it is. Theron going to get hit with the penalty a little. I didn't think there was enough in that to call a penalty, but I think they're bothered by the hit from behind. It was not a hit that would have sent anybody to the boards, but ref erring on the side of caution and gives OMG the power play. That penalty coming at 9:40 of the second. Theron to the box for 2 minutes. Puck in the corner now, and now it emerges. And glove down by Jude. Nice play from him. We clear the zone. And that's Wyatt who gets ahead. He was trying to flip it all the way down, but glove down this time by OMG. They skate through neutral ice. And long sequence there. And shot goes wide. OMG with it at the point. Sends it back down to the half wall. Wyatt battling for it. And in the corner, OMG with a chance now. Puck is loose in the slot. Still loose. And finally cleared out. Not sure who cleared it, but we do clear the zone. A bit of a dodgy sequence there for us. Wyatt blocks it with his skate. Now it's picked up by Jax. He pushes ahead into the zone. Puck bouncing around at neutral ice. Fired in by Jude. They're going to call icing on that. .54 seconds to go on the power play, or the kill for us. Still 2-1, 4:14 to go in the second period. Graham out for the faceoff. Graham ties up his man. OMG with it, and now they've got Top of the circle and knocked down by Charlie, and we clear. That's out of the zone, and it'll be offside. Charlie in net now, in case that wasn't clear, replacing Graham. On a run DMC run here, no pun intended. 2 jams from them in the last couple stoppages. OMG with it in the circle, and they put it away. Looked like trouble was developing there, and indeed it was. So that'll tie the game at 2. That goal coming at 11:08. Both teams full strength now. Max on the draw. He comes up with it and was looking for Felix. Now pushed ahead into the OMG zone. OMG picks it up behind their own net, and they're out of the zone. OMG skates into the zone. Centering pass at the slot. Backhanded attempt. That one dealt with by Charlie. He freezes it. Max out again for the draw. Jude looking for it. He fanned on it. And OMG with a quick shot that fortunately goes wide. Puck hits the corner of the goal. Now it's in opposite corner. Mason looking to clear. OMG picks it up, sends it the other way. Jude now. That one's off a skate. So if we can get there. Felix with it. Trying to push it into the zone. Now pushed ahead by Max. Felix gets it into the zone. Gets tied up. And Max trying to gather it. OMG with a long stretch pass. And that'll be icing. Wyatt on the face-off. Gets it to Fred. He flips it wide. Fred in the corner. And now OMG with it to the half wall. Zone held by Cooper. Cooper on it again. And now Jack sends it. That one deflected wide. Fred trying to gather it. Sends it back down to the corner. And OMG is going to pick it up and clear the zone. This should be icing. Nope. Waved off. Puck might not have made it to the end line there. Puck floats through neutral ice. Fred streaking, needs to get back on side as Wyatt has picked it up. Wyatt trying to stick handle through traffic and dispossessed. Theron trying to defend his man, and penalty coming. That'll be on Theron. I think it's going to be a holding call. Theron doing whatever he needs to try to break up that scoring chance. He'll head to the box to finish off the second period. 1:46 to go. OMG will go on the power play. So the special teams unit starts off with Clark, Graham, Bennett, and Cooper. Nope, Jude. Sorry, that's Jude. Jude's going to pick it up and neutral ice and send it back down. We intercept the pass, but Bennett blows a tire, unfortunately. OMG sends it back down. Clark picks it up, rims it around. Held at the point. Now back down low into the circle. And just kind of walking it in. Clark clogs the slot, though, and clears it. Now we just clear that one. Yep, they're going to have to play it. So no icing. Nice clear there. And we got a chance now. Bennett with it. Looking for a centering pass. Nobody home, though, as we're down a man. Clark picks it up at the blue line. Stick handles. Finds Graham. Graham eludes his man, but then has it picked up by OMG. OMG now back through neutral ice. We've still got numbers back. Now that's a good centering pass. I think he might have been tied up by Clark, though, the recipient of that pass. Bennett poke checks it away, gets into the zone, and Bennett gets off a shot, forces a save, and they're going to play it. We're changing, so that works okay for us. Clark picks it up into the zone. Clark with it at the half wall. Was trying to center. Now OMG fans on their attempt. Wasn't sure if we were going to get an offside call or an icing call on that one, but we end up with the icing call. About 20 seconds to go on the kill. 6 seconds only in the period, so this one will end on the OMG power play, and we'll start the next period as well. The dreaded overlap. Second time that's going to happen today. And we got a whistle, so we'll redo it. 2.6 seconds on the clock in the second period. OMG wins it. That'll do it for the second period. So first period ended 1-1. Second period ends 2-2. And all to play for in the final period of this contest. OMG looking like they found their feet a bit. Thought we had the better of the first period, and they probably had the better of the second period. So the third one will be decisive. We're trying to figure out why it's 3-2 on the scoreboard. The score is 2-2. Well, hopefully somebody will pick that up before the end of the game. All right, back to 2-2 on the scoreboard. A little confusion there. Graham out to take the face-off. Fred to his left, Jax to his right. Cooper and Clark are the defensive pair to open the period. Oh, that's right. We're still down a man. So Jax heads off. 14 seconds to go on the penalty. Fred battling at center ice. OMG comes out with it. Now Graham trying to slow things up. OMG into the zone. They send it wide. Cooper looking to win it. Centering pass on Clark's stick. Clark will send it down. That one's on net. That will do it for the power play. And also will lead to a face-off. Nice work from Clark. He's had a couple like that today where he's just launched it down. But he's put it on target, forcing OMG to do something about it. OMG wins the face-off. And OMG fans wanted a trip. I don't think it was. Fred's going to get loose in the corner here. And he's going to go for the short side angle. Also forces the netminder to freeze things. We'll go for a change and take the face-off on your near side in the OMG zone. Max out for the draw, wins it, gets it to Jude. Jude sends it in, a little wide. Theron holds with the backhand, flips it up high, and pass was dropped for Bennett. Got a one-on-one situation here now. Jude trying to get back, and OMG converts it. That'll make it 3-2. That one coming at 58 seconds in the third. A little unfortunate on that breakaway. I think we got Graham Johnson's younger brother in the crowd today. I think I hear him. He's always good to lead the cheering section. OMG with it in the neutral zone, and they send it in. Cooper will pick it up and take it behind the net. Pushes it out to about the half wall. Nice little breakout pass, but bounces off of the stick of Wyatt. But Clark picks it up, gets into the zone. Clark stick handling, looking for the centering pass. The angle was a little too tight for him to take a shot, I think he figured. Felix now with a great centering pass. It was bouncing a little bit and just bounced over Mason's stick. Was not able to get anything on it. OMG looking to send it out. Zone held by Wyatt, who fires it back down to the corner. Mason leaves it for his D-man. Shot coming in. A lot of traffic out there. Puck is loose. And it was just kicked just wide. It's a good chance for us. Mason battling along with Felix. Clearance attempt picked up by Wyatt. Wyatt trying to center, but it's off of an OMG skate. This one all the way down. That'll be icing. Charlie watches it smartly. Coast by. Good pressure on that shift from Minneapolis. So boys are in a bit of an unfamiliar position here. I don't think they've been behind yet this season, so they'll need to figure out how to deal with a bit of adversity here. Graham is out to take the face off. Fred and Jax with him. Jude and Theron at the D-man positions. OMG with the puck. Jude able to send it back in. Fred down in pursuit. And OMG goes the other way with it. Jude trying to hold the zone again. He was a little behind the blue line, though, and will be ruled offsides. Same lineup. OMG wins the face-off, but Jax pushes it into the OMG zone. Fred in pursuit at the half wall. Creates a little havoc. For a second there, I thought Jax was going to pick it up. Now Jax with it at the red line. Fred deflects it into the zone. And Fred trying to keep it in, but it bounces the other way. Good block from Jude to stop the rush. And OMG goes to the other side. Theron will gather it and take it behind the net. He finds Fred. Fred picking up some steam. He'll look to gain the corner almost undoubtedly, as he usually does. And Fred looking around behind the net. Leaves it. Good centering pass. Puck loose. There's a chance. And good save. A little bit of extracurriculars now from Theron, among others. And we'll let the ref sort this one out. Probably the best chance we've had this period on that play. And Theron's still chirping. I think he's headed to the box along with his counterpart. Actually, it looks like two are. They sent two from OMG to the box. Ref's calling this one fairly tight, I would say. So they're going to send two OMG players to the box along with Theron. That one is Theron's third. Do they have that rule in Bantams? So that might be the end of Theron's day, because I believe that's his third penalty of the game. Yep. Ref's sending Theron to the showers. And he heads off. Felix will serve the penalty in his stead, and we will be down a D-man for the final 12 minutes or so. So to recap, it'll be 5-on-4 when we restart. Felix serving the penalty, so essentially coincidental minors plus an additional penalty on OMG. So as good a chance as any to even things up here. Coach Lander is taking the opportunity to drop a play, or at least give some advice on the board. Well, the Zebras confer with OMG's coach, who I suspect is unhappy once again. Is the board right? They've got a 4-minute penalty up there? Well, if the scoreboard's correct, I think we're going to get a 4-minute penalty. I'm not sure why. So that one flipped in on off the backhand of Cooper. We're looking for a tip there from Max, but it's covered by OMG's goalie. Max on the draw, ties up his man, picked up by Fred. He leaves it. Oh, that one just a little bit high. Good look there from Clark. And OMG's going to push this one back. They've got a chance now. Clark's going to have to hustle to get back. He does. Nice back check from Clark. So that looked like trouble and possibly a shorthanded goal. Oh, nice deflection from Fred. Fred goes short side, and it's gobbled up again by the netminder. He's had a couple saved from that spot. Apparently 3:20 to go on the Storm power play. 11:07 to go in the game. 3-2 in favor of the home team. Graham on the faceoff. And now it's left for Peter at the point. Peter sends it back down into the corner. Sent back to Graham. Graham with a good centering pass, but unable to connect. Nice poke from Jude to slow things down. Sent back into the Minneapolis zone. Peter picks it up. Loses the handle now. OMG trying to wrap it, but poked away by Graham, who was back checking. Nice long stretch pass there. I think that was Mason with the stretch pass. Nice no-look pass from Jax. He was looking for Graham. Still battling for it. Jax whirls and fires, and it's still loose. OMG pushes Graham out of the paint. 2:39 now as the power play continues to wind down. 10:27 to go. Wyatt on the draw. And pushed behind the net. Bennett in pursuit. And OMG clears. Clark stick handling at the line. Clark trying to get it in, but loses the handle. Clearing attempt picked up by Cooper. He walks it in, gets blown up. And we're getting a penalty or a stoppage? Penalty or a stoppage? So we had two players down, actually. Wyatt's down. Wyatt getting up now and skating off, but looking a bit worse for wear. Cooper obviously still down. And he's up now. Cooper took a big hit there. And he now skates off. So it looks like no penalties assessed on that sequence. And we'll stay 5-on-4. OMG wins the face-off. Errant cross-ice pass. Clearance attempt. Picked up initially by Max. And then OMG sends it down. That'll be icing. 2:06 to go in the third. I'm sorry, 2:06 to go on the penalty. 9:53 to go in the third. Still 3-2 for OMG. Max will take this one. Pushed back into the corner. OMG tries to clear, picks it up at the half wall. They're going to skate out with it. Fred back checking to win it back. Thrown down into the zone. Out again. Jude with it. And that one's going to be icing. Down to 1:46 to go in the penalty. Graham on the face-off. Line's having to be shuffled now due to the injuries. And Graham loses his footing, but now picks it up, pushes it out of the zone. Graham in pursuit. Felix as well. Cross-ice pass goes off the OMG player's stick. And now ahead to Felix. Felix skating through traffic, gets in. That's going to be picked up by Graham. Graham looking. Nobody home, though. And it's going to be held. Good hold from Jax. He fires it back down. OMG with it. And they get it clear. This one's going to be trouble. And good save from Charlie. Stands tall and keeps it a 1-goal lead. It's looking like almost like a 2-on-0 for a minute there. Icing on OMG. We'll head back down to their zone for a face-off on the near side. Just 52 seconds to go now on that 4-minute power play. Minneapolis needs to do something here before this penalty expires. Wyatt back out on the ice, so that's good. And Wyatt wins it. It's picked up by Cooper. Cooper back out there as well. So good to see both of them back out and playing. Picked up at the half wall by Bennett. Bennett gets his pocket picked from behind. Cooper ties up his man, unable to hold the zone though. Wyatt back. Good cross-ice pass. Finds Mason. Mason gets a shot off. That one goes a bit high. Cooper with it at the half wall. Turns, shields the puck. Gets it to Bennett. Great pass from Bennett. He's found Clark, who was trying to weave through traffic. Now Wyatt's going to pick up the loose puck in the left circle. Oh, great pass from Wyatt. He had Mason. It's maybe not right on the tape, but still a good look. Cooper with it. Cooper gets sent into the boards. Cooper not happy with it. And I think he's going to get hit with it. Looks like that might be the third on Cooper as well, as Carroll notes. So we may be down 2 defensemen here shortly. Not sure the refs picked up on that. Doesn't look like they're sending Cooper off, so. So OMG now on the power play with 7:40 to go. And they have the lead. Scrum there. Jude and Max both battling. Centering pass, and that is... one just squirts through. A little unfortunate. I thought Charlie had it underneath his pads, but just squirted through, and OMG was alert enough to pick it up and poke it in. So they quickly take advantage of the penalty, and that'll make it a 2-goal game. 4-2, 7:27 to go. OMG wins the faceoff, gets into the zone, tied up by Clark. Clark gets it ahead to Felix. Felix in neutral ice. And that's Peter with a good poke check. Nice job by him. And now it's poke checked away from Peter. Clark picks up the loose puck, fires it down. And icing waved off. Max in pursuit. Felix deflects the pass and ties things up. Mason forcing it back down. Now Felix's shot goes, or not shot, but his dump attempt goes high off the window. Max still battling for it. And that one's going to go just wide. Charlie, again, alertly lets that one slide by, so we get the icing call. .6:35 to go. Both teams full strength, 4-2 OMG. Graham wins the faceoff, finds Jax. Jax in the high slot, sends it in. That one deflected. Graham picks the pocket of an OMG player. Now he centers. Gets all the way out to Clark. Clark still battling for it. Puck just sitting there in the high slot. Graham whirls and fires. OMG saves. Cooper with it at the half wall. Changes direction. Too much traffic there, though. Two players. Good back check, though, from Cooper, who manages to keep it in the zone. Graham with it now. And he was looking for the shot, but got tied up. Penalty coming. Another roughing call. This one also on Cooper. OMG loses it in the circle, and we push it ahead. OMG's going to pick it up, though. So they're on the power play. Graham weaving through traffic. It's on Peter's stick, but he overskated it a little bit there. Now OMG goes the other way with it. Holds up, and they fan on it. OMG's still with it, though. Looks like Graham lost his stick and Peter blew a tire. OMG trying to wrap, but didn't go quite the way they wanted it to. Cross-ice pass. And D-Man looking to walk it in, but no dice. That is flipped into the bench by Graham. I think he was trying to send it out along the wall, but got a little too much on it. Wyatt will come out for the draw. He's out there with Mason, Felix, and Clark. Clark, speaking of which, has the puck on the corner. Good breakout pass for Felix. He leaves it for Mason. Mason kicks it ahead, puck rolling on its end. And Mason stood up at the blue line, sends it in. OMG now goes the other way. Good D from Clark. Slows things down a bit. OMG still with numbers, though. And now that's sent out by Mason. Clark trying to push it ahead out of the zone. No dice. OMG player blows a tire and drops Wyatt in the process. Wyatt gets hit hard and penalty coming. And they will whistle it dead. OMG to the box. That will even things up for the next 41 seconds. So the faceoff will come on the far side in the OMG zone. 4-on-4 for 41 seconds, and then we'll go on the power play for about 1:20. Bennett on the draw. OMG wins it, sends it out of the zone. Pass to Fred. He's not able to gather it. OMG gets it out of the zone again. Jude trying to flip it ahead softly for Fred, but didn't get quite enough on it. Bennett across to gather it at the half wall. He circulates it back behind our net. Flipped ahead by Peter. He ties up his man. Puck in the corner. Peter with it again. Peter skating, and he's looking to find Fred, but the backhand was well behind Fred. And I guess that will be the end of the game. Out of time, I think we got kind of delayed by the Zamboni at the start of things, so OMG victorious 4-2 in this contest. 2 goals from Cooper. So not the result that we wanted, but pretty good contest between these two, really. And they'll shake hands, and we will see you again for whenever the next game is. I'm not sure when it is, but thanks for joining us. Bye.